doing this a long time ago, we talked about, we're going to have a mix of people. And they're not going to be all like us, maybe none of them like us, but that's good. We get to kind of get a whole new batch of ingredients every year. But the one thing that we've had all along, because we know, and part of it's during part of our selection, and your selection is part of the thing that motivates me, but I want to put together very competitive teams. The Brazilians, we know them, and we love to beat them. And the best thing that we can do is bring down better players, because you don't get a chance to practice, you don't get a chance to do any preparation, and the X and O's the coaches put together is amazing to make it competitive. And there's an old saying in basketball, I think it applies about every sport. It's not about the X and O's, but the Jimmys and the Joes. And in this case, we're trying to put together the best Jennies and Joannes we can to compete. And we did a great job this year. You did a great job, and we had some really good input from your coaches, past players, past coaches, and some people nationally, and that's very satisfying for us, because we want to be competitive. We don't have to win every game or every match we play, but I always thought when I started doing this, I said ideally, if we could, I was talking about basketball mainly, if we could win or lose by about within 5 points every basketball game, it's been a good tour. I think with soccer, if you're within a goal or two every game you play, it's been really good. And we had other than our first one where you guys just annihilated Junjai, we want to, you guys, we felt like we're going to start with a shorthand, flying overnight and having very little sleep and having to play on, like, we ate for an hour and we played the next hour, and that's the way it went. And you guys kind of took it in stride. That game was important to us because we need to get you guys on the field. But going back to our thought on when we were putting teams together, there's one thing that I always would say. We're not here to change anybody. We're not here to change anybody, because you're special in your own way. But we're here to enhance everybody. And the one thing that we want to do in our enhancement of you is to expose you to a lot of different things. Some is going to be things that you like, some things that you might not like, but part of international travel, some of you probably studied abroad, the exposure and seeing other cultures and seeing how other people do things. For one thing, for me, it gives me a greater appreciation of where I come from. And you saw where professionals are practicing on rented fields, 15 miles away from their clubhouse. The basketball even goes, it's like almost 30 miles out to their place. So you guys play in a unique situation that almost every one of those pros would trade places with you. So like I said, we weren't here to change you in any way, but we were here to enhance you in every way we could. I want to thank the players first, because it takes a leap of faith to jump on board a team that you didn't know me, because I'm not in the soccer circles of the world, and we don't advertise. We're not putting any glitz out there, but the word of mouth of who's been on the trip and what they would have to say means the most to us. And what you have to say to back your teammates will mean a great deal. But we can't have everybody. There's 450 schools out there playing women's soccer. We only take somewhere between 16 and 19 players every year. And when you start breaking down positions, we take one goalkeeper. So there's 449 other starting goalkeepers that never get invited. So that's kind of some of the math of it. But players, I appreciate your leap of faith in joining us, and the parents and the families coming on board does enhance our tour, because you get to share things with us, and we get to know not only about your families and your kids, but about what you guys do. And those those things are part of the network that's important to me. I'll tell you, having been a high school guidance counselor in one phase of my life, all the way into the college academic advisement and coaching, your network is the most important asset you can have almost all the way throughout whatever career or whatever you do in your life. Your network of friends, your network of professional colleagues, your network in getting that first job. I will say, I might not know somebody that to get you that first job, but I might know somebody that knows somebody that might help you. And I'm part of your network. You're part of my network. When it comes time you're looking for that job and you're maybe looking for that reference or that inside person, shoot me a text, shoot me a call and say, do you know anybody at such and such? And if I do, I'm going to work that network. If I don't, I'll let you know. But our network is something that makes our whole trip worthwhile. Getting into play Flamingo, Vasco, going into Central Olympico, even at Junjai, places that were wanted and welcome is part of our network. So thanks to the families and the players that have jumped on board and made this a great trip. Next, I want to thank Patrick. Patrick and all the coaches that come for us, they give up their time. This is every day is a recruiting day, whether it's a live period or not. And coaches better be out recruiting because the other coaches are out there beating the bushes too. I've got a great bunch. Patrick knows my guys. My guys got me in touch with Patrick. And I don't need not every coach is going to be a good fit for this. But I will say this, I want some of the best coaches. We've been fortunate to have coaches that have excelled at a high level. But I want to thank Patrick for that. And I've got some, just to kind of, for you to remember, I'll give you this later, but I want you to have a jersey so you can remember this trip. But probably more importantly, you need a little woo-woo. You probably don't have this, but your buddies you're coaching against have that. This means good luck, and the little hand-carved wooden things. My personal story, I was down here recruiting. I signed a 6'10" kid, go back home, put my wooden fist on my head coach's desk. We hadn't been to the NCAA tournament yet, and he goes, well, what's that? I said, that's woo-woo, baby. I said, it's gonna change our luck. It's gonna change our luck, and it's gonna put us over the top. We went to the next 3 years with the NCAA tournament, 3 years in a row. He and I both got hired by Iowa State University. It was not only a bigger conference and more bells and whistles in our program. Financially, it was good for us personally. He went from there to a job that has made him a millionaire. So those are things that I'm not going to say you're going to be a millionaire, but I'm not saying you're not. So those are things that are really important. But thank you, Patrick. You did a great job. I don't know soccer X and O's, but I know people, I know enthusiasm, I know sincerity, I know communication. You did a great job communicating with them. I don't know what you were saying, but you were talking all the time. But I get to listen to a lot of coaches in different sports, and communication and sincerity, that it goes a long way. And I think that you did just a great job, because we went undefeated against we played three really good teams. They're very talented. A lot of them will be playing professionally in the next couple of years. It wasn't like you didn't play 4 Junjais. You played one to get us started, and then we went into high gear from there. So a great job, and thank you, Patrick. Couple of just other thoughts. I appreciate all of you being good teammates. If you know some of the theme of my emails prepping for this, I value good teammates, because being a good teammate is a lot more than just being a good player or doing what you're supposed to do. The good teammates are the ones that are going to maybe lift up the weak. You're going to have a different role maybe every day. You might be that leader one day. You might be that silent leader the next day, and just showing them the way. And I think we've got a lot of people that have that ability, and I'm anxious to see everybody go back and see their next season, because I will be following everybody on that. You're good travelers. You kind of took those bumps in the road in stride, and I think the biggest compliment I give you, you're great competitors. Like I said, I don't know soccer, but I know athletes, I know effort, I know competitive spirit. And there was 2 games that I thought, wow, crap, we're in trouble. When I saw Central Olympico run down the field and score, it seemed like the first minute, and they were fast, I thought, we're in for maybe a long night. And then, I thought tonight, that these guys practice every day. Their livelihood, maybe their family's livelihoods, are counting on them to be successful. I don't care what their age is. Pele turned pro at 15. A lot of these kids have signed their contracts at 16 or whatever. But you guys competed, and you competed all the way through. So your competitiveness is really good. We have people. We talk about our people. We have our people at the airlines. We have our people at the hotels, the restaurants. We especially have, and these have become my people through people like Leo, Obeda. You saw all the people with Flamingo and Vasco. You saw how they know Leo. They know we're coming. They like for us to be there. And so I just have a great appreciation for our network. And our, the game hosts are so important. Any of us can buy a plane ticket. Any of us can book a hotel room. We can travel internationally. But for what we do here with this team, we can't do this at a high level without having great contacts and playing people. If you wanted to play the Sisters of the Poor, we could have gone 10-0, and we could have done that. But we don't want that. When I first started this, I told my Olympic guy, Maury D'Souza, I said, I want to come down, I want to play really good teams. Because I've been on a tour, and we played a 16 and under Sydney, Australia team that we beat by 85 points, and it was absolutely the worst day of our whole tour. We got beat by some pros, and those were just great memories. And he said, I can get you good teams, but you better bring good players down, or better teams down, or they won't ever play again. And I said, that's fair enough. The next people that I want to thank are these 2 right here. She's an add-on, she's a bonus, because she joined our family a few years back, but she was a key person in getting the Central Olympico matches or games for us. She's got her people too. Unfortunately, her people are now our people. So she did that, but this guy's been on every tour. And as you can see, I don't know if I told you this in Fort Lauderdale, but if you lose me during the tour, don't worry about it. If you lose Leo, big problema. And you can see what he does. He does a lot of extra things that a lot of you probably would never know. He's delivering the laundry to the laundry people late at night, picking it up early in the morning. He's doing a lot of things that maybe an interpreter or a guide is not necessarily going to do. He's the guy that gets in the Uber and goes out to get our tickets for Sugarloaf so we don't have to stand in line. Those are a lot of things that he's just, I guess the best word I can describe him, he's selfless. He came to our family very, very, a long time ago, and he has excelled in everything he has done. And I think, his servanthood just shows up in what he does. He's to the point of being too kind. Sometimes we need to crack the whip, and I know that that's not his forte, but sometimes I need to send and say, hey, make them feel better, because I probably just hurt their feelings. So, he's a good partner for me, and he is such a blessing to all the people that he comes in contact with. Let me check one more thing here. I don't want to keep you too long, but I want to get to the drawing. One of the things, a thought that I have, I love the bugs for day, if you didn't notice. And I share this with my grandkids every now and then too. So they've all heard. I tell them, don't aspire to be the best person on the team. Aspire to be the best person for the team. And that's something I think you can take back to your campuses. Some of you, not only you're going to be the best person for the team by being the best player on the team, but first and foremost, aspire to be the best person for the team. They might need, that last person that's never going to get into a game. That person maybe needs encouragement because they're helping you get better every day in practice. Don't forget about those people. Don't forget about, the support staff, the SIDs, the trainers. Those are good things about being a player and a leader. So aspire to be the right thing, because if you aspire to be the best player for the team, there's a good chance you'll be the best player of the team. All right, I'm going to stop there because we're going to do a little drawing here. We've got, like I said, we've got really good friends out there, and our friend Felipe at Flamingo, he gave us some things. When Leo and I get things, they'll give us stuff. We don't need stuff. We've got so many good things happening to us. The jerseys are gonna be the last two. So if you win, there's like 6 things we're gonna give away from Flamingo. If you win the first one, it's that jersey goodbye. Okay, let's pick one out. This is for a calendar. It's kind of a historic calendar for them. All right, the historic calendar number 1. 130 years of their soccer goes to Avery. We got a second one here. This is another calendar. Who's going to get this one? Is there anybody by the name of Tia in the house? All right. They gave me this, and I'm honored they would give me this. This is what they call the presidential pin. It's the regatta, the Flamingo presidential pin. And here, they give me one here. This will be something I would definitely keep if I were you, because it's a good souvenir. Must be a mistake. There's no Morgan here, is there? Oh. All right, and now this is kind of really cool. It's a wooden thing. You hang that on your wall. All right, here you go, Leo. I want you to pick one out here. It's not a jersey, but it's pretty close to it. Taylor Crawford. She said she'd sell it out for $25 right now. All right, we'll do this jersey, but we'll show what you get the bag too. Rubio and Negro, red and black. So this is a game quality jersey. Feel it. Oh my goodness. All right. And I don't know who you guys saw the game. Who is Augustina?
What I got? Argentina. I think it was the captain last year.
Okay. All right. Roberta.
Yeah, okay, you want to really
Right there. There's one more Taylor left. Taylor Garrett. Don't forget. All right. Leo, you pick the last one here. I think it'll be the same jersey. I just didn't unwrap that. Oh, it's a gray jersey. with that, all the drawings being said, I want to tell you about tomorrow's schedule before I let you guys